Hello everyone, I am reviewing the new Tamil film Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadhaa. That's right, we are over 2 years into the pandemic now and we are really starting to wonder if there will ever be a video for this. This film is part 2 of Putham Pudhu Kaalai, which was released by Amazon Prime Video in 2020. Now this one tells 5 short stories set in the pandemic once again. Well, the first film explored the lives of people who were suddenly caught in a lockdown and the novelty that comes with it. This one has more jaded characters who've lived with the new normal for several months. In the first film, barring Karthik Subbaraj's short Miracle, the rest of it was focused on characters who are from elite upper middle class backgrounds and lived in spacious bungalows. In the second film, however, we moved to smaller homes and the intense feelings contained within them. The first shot is Balaji Mohan's Mugakavasa Muttam. It revolves around 2 police personnel, Kuyili, played by Gauri Kishan, and Murugan, played by TJ. They are on lockdown duty and have to deal with rule breakers day in and day out. But what could have been an unusual love story plays out like an uninspiring government ad on coronavirus awareness. And thrown in the middle of it is a Ponna Thookuvom drama that is all too common in Tamil films. Kuyili is presented like the ideal heroine from the 80s. Even her introductory shot is like that. She arrives on a two-wheeler beaming at nobody in particular. She may be a cop and his colleague, but what Murugan finds most interesting and attractive about Kuyili is that she makes excellent uruga and sincerely prays every time an ambulance goes past her. அவ்வளோ தங்கமான ஒரு போலீஸுங்க அவங்க. If a pair of wings had sprouted on her back by the end of the film, I wouldn't have been remotely surprised. None of the moments stand out and the film ends up looking like an amateurish effort. PSA for over-enthusiastic viewers. Kissing while wearing masks can still transmit the virus. The second film is Halita Shamim's Loners, which revolves around 2 young people, Nalla, played by Lijomol Jose, and Dhiran, played by Arjun Das. The 2 of them meet virtually and develop a friendship. Now the film is rich with real-life observations that are typical of Halita's films. For example, Nalla sitting with a silk sari draped over her pyjamas and attending a virtual wedding. The 2 of them are still fresh from their grief. Nalla has just broken up with her boyfriend, while Dhiran has lost a dear friend to COVID-19. They find solace in each other's company. This is a believable premise and Halita's characters too are quite realistic. But there are no surprises or insights in the writing. Everything is explained by the characters and the story progresses with an all too familiar linearity and predictability. It just seems too correct. When they decide to meet, it's even at an organic store. Lijomol is effortless as Nalla, and how different is she from the Sengani of Jai Bhim? This is an actor with range. Arjun Das is also convincing as Dhiran, but the drama between the 2 of them stays at a flat line. It's a nicely shot film about nice people, and I wish there had been more to it. Madhumita Vijay's Mauname Parvayai is an inversion of Loners in many ways. This is about an older couple who live in the same house. But unlike Nalla and Dhiran, who talk to each other and share their feelings all the time, these 2 people, Yashoda, played by Nadia, and Murali Krishnan, played by Jojo George, don't talk to each other at all. And ironically, what brings grief in Loners is what leads to healing in Mauname Parvayai. Nadia is wonderful as the angry Yashoda who loudly chops the lady's finger to express her emotions, and Jojo George as Murali Krishnan with his ambling walk and apologetic looks that he throws at his wife is apt for the role. There are hardly any dialogues in the film and I wish that the near constant background music had been absent too. Nevertheless, Madhumita manages to capture the fear, loneliness and panic that invades our lives with every cough and every sneeze, with these 2 characters in focus. The resolution to marital conflict and long-held grudges can seldom be simple. And I did feel that Murali Krishnan got away by doing the bare minimum. But well, maybe that just reflects the reality we live in, where the bar for men is indeed so low. Surya Krishna's The Mask is clever in how it interprets the theme. We all have to be masked up and locked in to be safe from the virus. But what about those who've had to live this experience for years because of their marginalized identity? Sanand plays Arjun, a gay man who's unwilling to acknowledge his partner Paul publicly. But when he has a long, meandering conversation with his friend from school, something within him changes. The tone of the film is inconsistent as it veers between the comic and the profound. The fourth wall breaking, Fleabag like moments don't work so well either. I wish we had gotten to see more of the relationship between Arjun and Paul, and also Arjun's evolving relationship with his parents. These are still new to Tamil cinema areas that are worth exploring. Still, I suppose it is progress that when mainstream cinema is still making Avanani kind of jokes, this film shows us two gay men who are not characterized as cinematically effeminate and are in a serious relationship. Richard Anthony's Nidal Tarum Idam is the last shot in the series and also has the most finesse. Aishwarya Lakshmi has this translucent vulnerability to her that makes her perfect for the role of Shobi, a young woman who's struggling to deal with her old wounds and fresh ones. Now, Shobi is a very independent type and does not appreciate any interventions made on her behalf, even if these are well-meaning. In the process of healing, she figures out several things about herself that makes her look at the past and the present differently. It's an almost immersive solo act with the camera focused on Shobi's changing expressions and her outbursts. The masked creatures, an externalization of Shobi's inner demons, feels a bit indulgent and theatrical. But other than this, the film has an organic quality to it that makes us travel with Shobi's arc. The background music too does its job well without over-amplifying anything on screen. With the quality of the shots varying so much, it's difficult to pronounce a verdict on Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadhaa. Some interesting ideas, some damn squibs. Unfortunately, that seems to be the general nature of OTT anthologies coming out of the South. Will there be a Putham Pudhu Kaalai for this? One certainly hopes so. If you enjoyed watching this review, do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to become a member of the News Minute.